Hello, and welcome back to An Eternal Empire, our Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11 campaign. When I last left off, a while ago, we were about to launch our attack on Wan Castle and claim what is rightfully ours. So, here we are in the setup for our army. First, you select the officers that are going to go out. Typically you only select one as the leader. That's the most important one. You need a leader for the army to function. Sometimes you'll send out more than one officer. Those will be deputies to the side there. They don't do too much more than add a little extra stats to the troop, but they do lean their special abilities to the group and help out that way. If the officers in the group like each other, they will often come to each other's aid in the case of a duel, which can be very handy when you're facing a strong opponent. You can switch out, as you may have seen earlier. No, we haven't had any. Never mind. We have not had any sort of duels like that yet. But we will. And you will see the power of switching out. Now up here, we're going to have lines leading the first group, the group of archers. We're going to have Ark lead our group of pikemen as our shield. And we're going to send out Carp as our strongman, the guy in the cavalry, to do all the damage and push people around. That should give us a fairly good balance based upon what they have out on the field right now, which seems to be pike, spear, and bow. You always want a good balance. You never know when the enemy is going to throw out a unit that you can't deal with if you only send out one type of unit. So you always want to try and diversify, as they always say in economics. Or finance. Diversify your portfolio. Diversify your armies the same way. Now there's our armies, there's our deputies in our armies. Let's go ahead and go out there and kick some butt, take Wan Castle, and take our rightful place, take our first steps on the way to ruling ancient China. Alright, I'm going to follow Carp. We'll advance on. I'm going to go ahead and skip through, fast forward through the administration of our single city here. It's the same stuff that you've already seen before. So there's really nothing new going on. I'm just getting more resources, using the gold to recruit troops, increase our reserve equipment in case anyone dies and we need to send out more people. Searching for new officers to employ. Now up here, this is why I decided to attack right now. It is Pigeon attacking Wan Castle from the north, so we're going to come up from the south and make this a three-way battle for control. However, we did send Flo out to negotiate a ceasefire with Pigeon. That way we will not be fighting three armies at once, which can get very annoying when you're trying to lay siege to a castle and you gotta deal with enemy armies coming in from behind. So, let's continue on here. Get into position. I don't want to rush up right away. We're only going to go up a little bit because it looks like they're about to dispatch Pigeon's forces. So we're going to move up just enough to get into a good position for next turn. When you're fighting the enemy, typically you don't want to rush into an engagement. You want to draw the enemy to you, because if they decide to come up, if you push too far ahead and they come in on their turn, they're going to get the advantage in attacking you before you attack them. So by taking a half step here, only moving up just a little bit, we're going to pause, I believe, right here, wait a turn, have the enemy come to us and get within range, but not quite close enough for them to attack us. And then on our turn, we're going to grab the initiative in this fight, and hopefully that will secure a fairly easy win for us. So let's skip through here to the exciting bits. Send out Rami to get more resources. Yeah. Alright. See, here they come. And they can't quite get to us, but they are in perfect position for us to come up and attack them on our turn, which is exactly as planned. Now, thought about rushing straight headlong in there, straight up towards Landcastle, and using that bottleneck on the ramp. But then I decided it would probably be better to take out their isolated leader up there, that bow troop. I was hoping that Carp would be able to breach through and hem him in. We would be able to use Carp behind and the Ark in the front to hem him in and keep him from going anywhere. But as it stands, we're going to use the good old triangular trick. The enemy cannot move past you, and they can't move past squares that are adjacent to you. So typically, if you get 2-3 troops around an enemy, you have them pretty well hemmed in. You can make sure they don't go anywhere and you can finish them off, which is what I'm trying to do here. But it didn't quite work out, so I had to use Ark to rake him in and create that triangle there. But even with all their attacks, they can't move Ark out of the way because Ark is a defensive beast with those pike troops. Of course, Ark himself can't go anywhere, but pike troops have a very nice little trick up their sleeves. If you surround them, they will hit back at you just about as hard as you hit them. For they have the whirlwind ability, which hits everybody around them. So of course that failed. Of course. But hey, we still did a great amount of damage because pikes work better than spears. Bam. Pull my wedge through there. Give Ark some support. Let's go ahead and pull lines back. We're probably going to attack the enemy leader with him. Whittle him down because I want to get him off the field since he's really the most dangerous one out here. I mean, Jiesu, he's pretty important. He's pretty good, but I really want to get the leader off the field as it is. Now they brought out reinforcements. Doesn't work really well for them because the reinforcements that they brought out are pretty terrible. So we're just going to keep going as we were. Ark can handle it. He's out there on his own. Yeah, he can take it. We're going to use him to hold off the enemy. Sacrifice some troops as we deal with this last little bit here. Get him out of the way. There we go. Alright. So that's no really good options here. We're probably going to go ahead and just rake those spears, draw them back, draw them out of the woods so that our bows can fire upon them, and make it so that Ark stays out in the open, becomes the focus of fire for all 3 troops. The enemy. He's going to take a little bit of a pounding, but he's alright. He's dishing out far more than he's taking, which is excellent. Alright, it looks like we've just about knocked up the enemy. They're all annoying. They saw through my plan. I'm trying to take down Carp. Carp actually has the higher attack, so it makes sense that they would want to attack him if possible, but they did make the mistake of attacking him directly with a low health troop. When a unit has few troops, if they attack an enemy unit and lose a fair amount of their own troops, then they are likely to fall into the confused or misinformed status, as you can see there, where he can't do anything because they're in disarray, which works in our favor, of course. But right now, that does make him a non-issue. So we're going to attack the ones that can attack us. And there we go. Knocked him out. Execute him. Because that's what I like to do with leaders. It's really all you can do. Either release them or execute them. And being the benevolent leader that Lions is, we execute those people. There we go. 2 down. Just a little piddly bit left. But he's not really an issue because he can't do anything. And we have basically won the engagement for Wan Castle. Lost a few troops. About 5,000. That's acceptable losses. Or less than 5,000 even. So, go ahead and I actually have this idea at the same time, since we've cleared out the enemy, let's go ahead and send a troop transport out to the free city over there that's unclaimed, and hopefully we'll be able to snag that before anyone else decides to come in and swipe it before we can get there. And that would, if we get one castle here, that would give us 3. The most cities of any other unit at the moment. And now becomes the nice and long task. Mopping up the red remnants, that's done. And now laying siege to Wan Castle. Laying siege is always the most annoying part of taking a city. You have 2 choices. You either kill all of the troops inside, or you reduce the city's HP to 0. And that the HP is that little blue bar beneath the number of troops in the name. When that bar is empty, city walls crumble, you rush in, take the city, the defenders can no longer hold out against you. Both of these things can take time when you do not have the proper siege equipment. Towers are a good siege equipment for reducing troop numbers vastly, and rams do heavy damage to city gates and thus reduce the HP of the city. I tend to favor rams in my experience, especially when you upgrade your rams to juggernauts. They tend to wipe out cities. Just 1 or 2 rams can take out a city in a couple turns. It's pretty ridiculous. You don't quite get that same effect with towers, at least not in the games that I've played. Perhaps in this in advanced difficulty, where cities tend to have fewer troops in them, the towers become much more useful, because typically by the time you get to the city, they only have a couple thousand left in there, and you can, those towers can easily kill that. One tower can easily kill that in a couple turns. So I might have to try out towers sometime, but as it stands, I really like rams, and the juggernauts just look really darn cool. Alright, so we got Flo up here. I'm going to try and send him up to Zhanglu here, see if we can negotiate a ceasefire. Gosh, this negotiation skill of Flo's is just, it's ridiculous. It's almost cheating. I think I'm going to stop using it as much later in the campaign. I'm still going to make use of it when I need to, but I'm going to try to get away from using it because it's a bit of a crutch. Without it, I would have to be spending a whole lot of gold to do these sorts of things. So it's basically getting rid of that 1,000+ gold requirement for all these diplomacy actions that he's doing. And it's kind of, I mean, especially with Flo being as intelligent as he is, it really does make it, all these debates, a lot easier. So, I mean, I really am going to have to get away from it. Here we see Flo is once again stomping the enemy in the debate with his lovely chipmunk words. I love speeding it up a little bit. The chipmunk is the best. Yang Fu is of course angry, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult, especially since we don't have any really good cards to play. He's just doing guile, so I'm going to waste time cards, which don't really have any bearing in the logic debate we have going on right now. So if he's using the logic, let's go ahead and bellow that down. Does he have any good logic? No. Ah, dang, he still does have a logic 3, so that's going to hurt a little bit. But he's played a fact card. We'll just throw in a logic 3 of our own. Knock him down. He's one hit away. We really could just use a logic 3 here. But I was trying to test to see if the logic card that he has would cancel it. It wouldn't, so it was kind of a waste. So we'll just sophistry. Finish him off. And push on, because I'm a bit of a dick that way. You are not worth the time debating flow. Alright, so that does give us a ceasefire out there with Shanglu, who is really the only other person who would be able to take that free city in any amount of time. So that means that even if we get that city, Zhanglu's not going to attack our very vulnerable, unbuilt, completely defenseless city. So we're going to go through here, pretty close to finishing off Wang Castle. Typically I like to use fire strategy. I use that to initiate fires. Fires will take down HP and the troops inside the city. And it's pretty free. You don't incur a counterattack when you use fire on a city, unlike attacking it or doing that option there that I just did where I surrounded it. And a surround, which I have not explained yet, is when any troops in the immediate vicinity around either an enemy troop or a city, they all attack in unison. Usually that does extra damage, but I don't really like it too much. I would rather get the extra damage of just attacking multiple times, because it does more damage doing it that way, but you do take more back. So it's kind of a trade-off. It's like, do you want to kill them quickly, or do you want to take as little damage as possible? And in this case, I want to get it done quickly. He says, using a surround. Of course I only did that because Arc is out of ability points, so he can't set any more fires. So we might as well. We'll go ahead and use lines, incinerate, hopefully catch some fire, do some extra damage in there. Can Arc do it? 777 troops in Wang Castle? I don't think he can, but we'll go ahead and give it a try. No, only do 400. That's alright. Let's finish it up. Take the city, and there we go. We have just captured Wang Castle. Our first step on the way to total conquest. After you take a city, any officers that are inside, you have the option of either recruiting them, imprisoning them, so that you can recruit them later, or releasing them, or executing them. I have a bad habit in that I try to recruit everybody. In the normal campaign, where there's not a massive amount of officers everywhere, that's usually a good idea, because even a bad officer can fill up space and do something. Even a bad officer is better than no officer. So usually I try to grab everybody that I can. But in this campaign that doesn't really work too well, because as you'll see later, we're going to get a whole plethora of different officers. Far too many than we actually need, and it's going to cause me some money issues. There we go. Shangyang captures well. There we are. We are now the largest force on the map. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to end it here. That concludes our campaign for Wang Castle. In the next episode, we'll come back. We'll continue on, do some administrative duties, build up our cities, and hopefully attack South and take that lovely, lovely city of Zuchang. I love it. I love using that as my base of operations. So that's probably going to be our next target. Thanks for joining, and as always, take care, and I'll see you next time.